Hello and welcome to What's the 411, your source for news, sports, entertainment, and lifestyles. I'm Andrew Rosario.
And I'm Barbara Villard. Andrew, we have a really great show today.
Yes, we do, Barbara. Remember, this is how we do it. The throwback hit from Montel Jordan. Well, we have him in our throwback segment.
And you caught up with Walt Clyde Frazier at his book signing.
Yes, indeed. We also spoke with environmental health scientist Dr. Devra Davis, who tells us how to protect ourselves when we use our cell phones.
Okay, but for a more festive occasion, Kizzy takes us to the Redemption Annual Gala.
But to start the show, we have Casey Washington, owner of Noir A Go-Go, a novelty gift company featuring black pinup girls.
You know, social media is all the rage. What's the 411 TV is on Google+, so check us out.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
I'm here representing Noir A Go-Go, which is a gift company that features black pinups on tote bags, magnets, note cards, because I love the pinup genre, but you never find any black ones, so I decided to create my own line. And so
how long have you been in business?
I just launched January of this year. It's going really well so far. I'm trying to do all the festivals. I'm also online. Oh yes. You can find them at different venues, events around the city, as well as at noiragogo.com, which is my online store.
So you can't save money? That's easy as pie. Brown bagging lunch instead of going out. $6 save times 5 days a week times 10 years is $21,000. That's a lot of lettuce. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
He brought bling to the NBA before bling was even a word. Yes, I'm talking about Walt Clyde Frazier.
Yes, he single-handedly brought cool to the NBA, and I talked with him at the relaunch of his book, Rockin' Steady, A Guide to Basketball and Cool. Hello and welcome to What's the 411.com, your source for news, sports, entertainment, and lifestyles. As you can see, we're here at the Ralph Lauren Center for Cancer Care and Prevention, where legendary New York Knick Walt Clyde Frazier is relaunching his book, Rockin' Steady. We talked to all the participants.
Your dad is really, really rich, and your mom is good. So hush, little baby, don't you.
Dr. Harold Lawrence is president and founder of the Ralph Lauren Center for Cancer Care and Prevention. Doctor, for folks that really don't know much about this center, give us a little background.
The center is a gift from Mr. Ralph Lauren, who embraced the idea that people should not die in Harlem because they're poor. He and I had a conversation 10 years ago. He embraced that idea. He gave the money to build this center. As a partner, we brought in Memorial Sloan Kettering, perhaps the best cancer center in the world. So we have a center here that is open to everyone. We don't turn away anybody. A third of the patients who come here have no insurance. The mission of the Ralph Lauren Center is to reduce the high cancer rate of black and Hispanic Americans who live in Harlem. And we're having some success.
The man of the hour, Walt Clyde Frazier, is here relaunching his book. What's relevant about the book today as it was when you first wrote it?
that I haven't really changed that much. You know, I was a pioneer in many ways. I was one of the first guys into physical training throughout the year. You know, health and diet. I was taking vitamins and doing all of that back in the 70s. And you know, obviously my passion for fashion, I was into the clothes. So a lot of the young players credit me with bringing the bling into the NBA.
And your book, proceeds are going to the center as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of donating my books to the church, Abyssinian Church. We're doing it here, going into the schools. So it's something I'm happy that I'm still viewed as a positive role model by a lot of people, and I don't take that for granted, and I feel I should give back, and I'm becoming more active in doing so.
Well, I know one thing. If you look under the dictionary, under the word cool, you'll see this gentleman's face right there. Walt Clyde Frazier, thanks so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Co-author Ira Burko joins us here on whatsthe411.com. And Ira, this book was released almost 30 years ago. What made it relevant then and what makes it relevant now?
Well, it was released like 36 years ago. And what makes it relevant is Clyde. Because Clyde's insights into not only to basketball, but to life are today. When it came out in 1974, it turned out to be a cult book. I mean, people would come, years later they would come over to me and they'd say that I used to memorize parts of the book. To have it reissued, you know, almost a third of a century later or more is a great thrill for me, and I think, and for Clyde as well.
Dr. Brian Harper is the Chief Operating Officer and Medical Director of the Ralph Lauren Cancer Care Center and Prevention as well. This is a very amazing facility. How do you get the word out to the people in the community that this is available to them?
Okay, well, this event is in fact one of the things that we do to try to promote the usage and the utilization of the center. In addition, we have a group of outreach workers who go out into the grassroots community, go to health fairs, we go to churches, we go to local community-based organizations to let them know that the center exists, as well as I go out and I do presentations explaining how the high cancer mortality rate in Harlem and the surrounding communities, that it's important for us to be screened appropriately, to eat appropriately, and to do what we need to do to help lower that high mortality rate.
The MC for tonight's event, Josh Elliott from ABC. Josh, you know, kind of stuck your foot in your mouth there a little bit, admitting you're a Laker fan.
Oh, you know what? You got to do it. You know, look, the New Yorkers are my people too. If it wasn't LA, it would have to be New York. And you know, I had to pick a team to kind of root for, just to kind of make things interesting while I lived here. I'd love to see the Knicks turn it all around, especially since the window's now closed, I think, on my Lakers. But I have to be honest. I'm a journalist. I have to be honest and objective. So I knew I was throwing myself to the wolves.
Yeah, before we get into the basketball aspect of this evening, this whole event is a great event for the community. Walt Clyde Frazier, just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, as Dr. Freeman said, you shouldn't have to die because you're poor. And you know, this is an insidious disease, and it does not strike the wealthy. It does not just strike the well-to-do or the people who can afford to take care of it. It's centers like this that are all important because, let's face it, cancer untreated in communities where it can go untreated can do hideous amounts of damage. So it is absolutely vital that things like this happen. It's absolutely vital that the people who can give back do.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Next up are scenes from Redemption's annual gala. The theme is celebrating the art of legacy.
here with the lovely Miss Una Clark. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I mean, you've been in public service for decades, and tonight you were, honored for leaving a legacy. And you talked a lot about legacy earlier today. Talk to us about what your legacy is.
It's always very hard to describe your own legacy, but it is always an honor when others acknowledge your contribution and think that you've left a legacy. And I think a lot of people think that the Honorable Yvette D. Clarke, Representative Clarke, the 11th Congressional District is a legacy of mine because I was the first ever immigrant from any place, anywhere in the world to be elected to the New York City Council, black or white, Asian or African, or Europe. I'm the first ever person with an accent, born outside of the United States, to have been elected to the New York City Council, and that Representative Yvette D. Clarke, a member of Congress from the 11th District, then became a second generation to be elected.
Congratulations on being honored tonight.
Thank you very much. I consider it a privilege to have been selected by Redemption Incorporated to be honored along with my mother this evening. That's a real special twist to it because were it not for her, I probably would have never gotten into public service. It's very interesting because what a lot of people don't realize is that my mother was a community activist far before she got involved in electoral politics. As a matter of fact, when my mom was elected, I was already a young adult. So it was really our home and family that shaped sort of my worldview when it came to public service through civic and social community-based activities. So when my mom got elected, of course we were proud because it was a manifestation and a validation of all the hard work that she had put in with the PTAs, with the block associations, with the daycare movement, all of which I engaged with her as her child.
Mr. Granum and Dr. Granum. Congratulations on being honored tonight as Legacy, Art of Legacy.
Thank you very much. We were brought up in the church, and I think when you're brought up in the church, you learn a lot about service and taking care of other people and putting yourself second. And our families have always been, our parents have always been that way, doing things for others. And I think that just continues on now. You just feel good about doing it.
It's something that was instilled in us by our father to constantly look out for each other and expanding that to the places that we've lived. So our family has been involved in real estate, which is my full-time occupation now, and we provide, homes, apartments for people in Clinton Hill and Bedford-Stuyvesant.
It is a great honor to be honored by Redemption. It's a wonderful honor for me and my mother. It's a lot, but I love it. It's a passion of mine. It's not like I had to do this. I enjoy it, and I'm truly blessed by it because it's not a startup. It's already been started for me, so I just have to continue to make it grow. So I'm blessed. That's all I can really say about that.
Hi, Congressman Owens. How are you?
Hello, hi.
All right, so I just wanted to ask you, why was it that you thought it was important to be here today to support Redemption, Inc.?
Well, any organization that's seeking to raise money for scholarships for our youngsters is important to me. We desperately need more educational opportunities, and even when you have City University, which has low tuition, it's still out of the reach of a whole lot of youngsters. And some of my best students, I'm teaching now at Medgar Evers College, some of my best students are working all day long, and they come to school in the evening on Saturday, and they could use some help. We need to have some way to not keep people in a situation where they're under great pressure. If they're good students, we ought to have a scholarship fund so that you've proven yourself, we can give you some money to help you continue.
I continue to serve these young people because we have a connection. I
find myself at the age of 28. I started the organization when I was 19, desperate. Desperate for change. Change within myself, change within my community, and change on a larger, greater scale. And I realized for all of that to happen, I had to give my all. I had to put everything I had into this organization.
Well, they're just doing fantastic work, and I always try to support people that are doing real work and on the ground and on the streets. And they're doing this work with, as I mentioned in my short speech, just a couple of nickels. And some of these guys who are getting lots and lots of dollars are not doing the quality work that's being done here. So anytime I get a chance to support that, I want to.
We are here with Tiffany Tucker, the Woman of the Hour, who made this whole gala possible. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. The biggest question is, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy. The event came, it went, it was fabulous, so I'm good.
I mean, how much work goes into doing something? I mean, you're running around, you're doing a lot of stuff. Like, how much work goes into it?
A lot of work goes into this. In addition to, we had a wonderful committee. I'm so grateful to the committee members, because without them, this would have not been possible. This is our first time having a gala, and so I've never done anything of this kind, capacity, and so that's how we came to be. And so a group of folks came to us and said, you know what, Redemption should have a gala, and we should start it this year. And I was like, okay. And so I said, okay, let's do it, you know, and they made it happen. It wasn't just talk. They put action behind it. In addition to, we had the Borough President's Office who said, we'll help you and we'll support. And so this was a partnership with the Borough President's Office as they donated the space, because other people would have to pay for the space. So they were gracious enough to us to have us come in, donate this space, as well as the awards for the honorees.
You know, Barbara, these days we can't go anywhere without a cell phone.
And even kids have cell phones.
That's right. And up next, Dr. Deborah Davis tells us how to protect ourselves when we are using our cell phones.
You know, social media is all the rage. What's the 411 TV is on Google+, so check us out.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
I'm very concerned about cell phones and what they will mean for the long term. Cell phones are a form of microwave radiation, and most people are unaware that a cell phone is a two-way microwave radio. The long-term impact of that on our health is a matter of very serious concern. The World Health Organization has recently determined that cell phone radiation should be regarded as a possible human carcinogen, just like a number of pesticides, engine exhausts, and things that are used to degrease and clean up hazardous waste. So these are agents you would never let a child play with. You'd never give a child a pesticide to play with or sit them down at the end of a tailpipe, something coming out of a truck. So why are we giving our children cell phones to play with, assuming that they have to be safe, when the World Health Organization says it should be regarded like a pesticide as it's a possible carcinogen?
If you're going to give a child a cell phone, what would be the age that you would, say would be the appropriate age?
You know, one size does not fit all when it comes to children and parenting, that's for sure.
That is true.
Bangalore, India, it's illegal to sell a cell phone to be used by someone under the age of 16, right? If you feel that you have to give your child a cell phone, ask yourself why, and whether there might not be safer things to do. But here's the most important thing. You need to practice safe phone. That means never use a cell phone except for speakerphone or with a headset. And children need to understand this. In Israel and France, it's against the law to sell a cell phone without a headset.
Wow.
Right. Now, they pass those laws because they understand that this is a serious potential health issue here, and it's very easy to deal with it by simply saying, okay, you're going to use a phone, have a headset. right? Use a speakerphone. So children should be taught to text. They should be taught never to keep the phone on in your pocket.
I met Dr. Davis a few years ago in Greece when we were receiving her award, and I was so fascinated by her research on the war and cancer. And when I forgot the name of the book, but it was something like When Death Fell from the Skies. And I started to read her book, and I realized, wow, you know, she knows a lot of what's happening in our society in regards to hidden dangers for breathing.
Really, actually, after I looked at it, and I looked at the website, and I looked at her book, it's interesting to see, because I too think that we're exposed to so many different things in our life, and it's all additive. It's not just one thing, and I think she's on to something. And, you know, and from a federal government's perspective, I think she's on to something too.
Cell phones are only tested in 2 positions right now for the FCC requirements. One, they're held like this at the head, and the other, they're put on a holster at the hip. They are not ever tested inside your breast pocket or your pants pocket. And if they were, they would exceed the FCC exposure guidelines. If you go to our website, environmentalhealthtrust.org, you will find the fine print warnings that we've put up there that come from the manuals for the phones today. The Apple iPhone 4, in the fine print, it says, if you put it in your pocket, you can exceed the FCC exposure guidelines. Wow. The BlackBerry says it should be kept 2.54 centimeters, 0.98 inches, from the pregnant abdomen or the abdomen of teenagers. So the question we've been asking at Environmental Health Trust is, if that's a fine print warning, why don't we tell people in advance? And that's what we're doing. Right. We're not opposing phones. We want people to be smarter about how they use them. You can't call it a smartphone if it kills brain cells.
Our throwback interview features Montel Jordan.
That's right, Barbara, and that was before he became a gospel singer. Check this out.
I understand you need a little help with your mortgage. Want to avoid foreclosure. Candy? Well, you know, you're in luck. We're experts in this sort of thing. Mortgage, rigmarole, whatnot. Why don't we get a contract? Who wants a contract?
Here you go, Pete.
Thanks, Betty.
Write a toner.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, what's up? This is What's the 411, and as always, we're bringing you much flavor. Today we have a special treat for you. Yes, that's right, in the house. Go on, show them what we got. We have someone who's talented and who's tall and who is very, very gifted, but that's talented as well. And he's a Jordan. That's right, a Jordan. No, not Michael Jordan, but Montel Jordan. That's right.
What's up, girl? How you doing? My man is gonna pan up, get it all 6'8". How you doing? What's the 411?
Well, you tell us. You're definitely large and in charge. You don't look this tall in your videos. What's up?
Well, you know, I'm just trying to handle this biz. You know, the song is doing very well. The album will be out on April 4th, and I'm just excited because I don't know what to be here.
Well, is it overwhelming for you? Did you have any idea that success would come so fast?
I didn't think the song would blow up as quick as it's doing. I've been trying to get a deal for 7 years, and Def Jam finally stepped to the plate and signed me, and I got nothing but love for them. And the song is really, it surprised me that it took off as fast as it did.
Well, after 7 years, I guess it better. Now, you have this South Central Los Angeles hat on. Are you from LA?
I'm from the Wild West, 4th Ave and Slauson in Los Angeles, California, yes.
Man.
But I got love for the East. I got love for all other places. It's just that, you know, I got to give props to where I'm from.
So are you a part of Def Jam West? Because I know they have like a West Coast division of their label, or what?
I'm a part of Def Jam West, PMP Records.
Now, you said it was 7 years in the making. Oh, my goodness. Are you still working with some of the people that you worked 7 years back, or you kind of like branched out to a new crop of folk?
I've advanced a lot over 7 years. I've learned a lot from the people that I worked with. Does your neck hurt? Looking up at me like that? I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, I've some good experiences, some bad, but you know, it's all been good. You know, throughout the 7 years, I think it's my time now, and I'm still paying dues.
Still paying dues. You got scars on your knees. Now, did you write all of the material on your album? And were there any collaborations you would like to share with us?
I was the executive producer of my first album. I co-wrote and co-produced 6 songs with a guy named O.G. Pierce out of Los Angeles. And then it's like 15 cuts on the album. The rest I wrote and produced myself.
Okay. Do you have any other guest artists that are going to be on this album, rhyming or anything? Or?
Coolio, we did a song together. Producer named Doug Rashid did that track, who did some stuff with YNB. I got a female rapper I'm working with. Her name is Shanta. She got mad skills. I'm trying to break her in a little bit, you know, and show her skills off. And besides that, you know, I work with my god brother. I'm trying to bring up people, you know, I'm trying to help some people come up. You know, I didn't want to go to a lot of the super producers and people who are already established. I'm trying to help some people come up with me.
That is so great. So you're just showing love, sharing the wealth and everything.
I'm doing the best I can, you know. That's all I can do.
Did you tell me you had a label or something as well?
Say again?
Do you have a label as well, or independent project outside of what you're doing, or is that in the works?
Not yet. You know, there's a lot of things kind of in the works. I am working with some other groups, and I'm not even at liberty to say. I know I sang on a Dove Shack. They got an album coming out. I sang with them on a song, and you know, I just got a couple of little, you know, production things that I'm working on that people will see, as well as an artist. I'm also a producer and a writer.
Well, thank you for being on our show, because this is how we do it. Before we go, you got to kick a few rhymes for our viewers. Show them a little flavor, how you're living for the #1 record.
This is how we do it. I say, what's up? What's the 411? Montel is here on the east side. Just want to say peace to you, girl.
Thank you. And thank you. Keep it right here. We have more for you. Peace.
You know, social media is all the rage. What's the 411 TV is on Google+, so check us out. That's it for this edition of What's the 411, your source for news, sports, entertainment, and lifestyle.
Hey, be part of our launch party that's taking place on June 4th. Go to our website, www.whatsthe411.com for details.
And don't forget to sign up for our e-newsletter and hit us up on Facebook and Google+. I'm Barbara Ballard.
And I'm Andrew Rosario, and that is the 411.
This show was brought to you in part by My Arena Land.